I did not expect that. Yeah, he's right. I did bloody my lip on my own. Not really sure how I did that, but thank you so much, Curtis. Those who really know Curtis know that as much as he was an amazing athlete on the field, he's even a more amazing person off the field. Throughout his career, he did so many quiet acts of kindness that went under the radar on behalf of homeless New Yorkers and all these different causes, but he never wanted anybody to know about it. So he's an amazing person. Thank you, Curtis. Anyone who's a pencil partner knows, as Joe said, the reality is, we get the glory, but the ones who do most of the work are our staff. So I just wanted to thank a few people who are here tonight who really have done all great work on behalf of Pencil, and that's Vicky Vitarelli, Mike Ryan, Mark Riccio, Jesse Linder, Nicole Amaral, Bob Parenti, Thad Sheely, all folks who work at the Jets who really are the reason why our Pencil partnerships have been so successful, so thank you. My brother Todd is here. I have one amendment to Curtis's story. College was okay. We did all right, but law school is where Todd really killed it. He was #1 in the class, and I was lagging behind. So, Todd, you get the credit for that. Just want to correct the record. My older brother on law review. So when Lisa called me about 6 months ago and said, Matt, I think you would be a wonderful honoree this year to receive the Alumni Award, I said, I'm flattered. Obviously, I'd love to take it, but are you sure that you really think I'm the exemplary New York City public school student given my background? And Lisa said, oh, you're crazy. You'll be great. Go ahead and do it. So I thought, well, maybe I'm misremembering high school. Let me take a trip down memory lane. So I called my principal at Cardozo, Jerry, who's in the room tonight. He's also a partner. Jerry, where are you? Jerry's over in the back. And I called Jerry and I said, I have an odd request, Jerry. Would you mind going into the dungeons of Cardozo and pulling up my transcript and just making sure I have it here tonight? And I killed it in typing. Everything else was a dismal failure. Those who know me, I can type 90 words a minute. But Jerry calls me back, and Jerry says, in his thick, Bronx accent, he says to me, God, you were like an embarrassment. And I remember thinking to myself, why did I call my principal? This is like getting a feeling of dread in my stomach. So Jerry says to me, seriously, Matt, tell me what was going on in your life back then. I would like to understand it. And I'll give you the Cliff Notes, spare you the details. But I said, growing up poor in Bayside, Queens, my mother, who was a true hero, she was working, going to college, doing everything she could, but her health was steadily failing. We were 4 miserable, rotten brothers who were making her life difficult. And I was working at a deli in Woodhaven Boulevard. And the reality is my brother and I, we came up with a plan for us to get out of poverty. And our plan was where we were going to drop out at 16 years old, and we were going to go to college, and we were going to make something out of our lives. And I said, Jerry, but the good part is the story ends well, right? We went to Queens College. We were on Fordham Law. We're success stories. But I said, but don't you think I don't really typify the New York City public school student? And he said, this is so interesting. He said to me, this is where you're wrong. You are exactly the kind of student that my staff and I encounter every day in the New York City public school system, because 50% of all kids live below the poverty line. And what's so interesting, and Todd can relate, when you're a kid, you're growing up poor, you're doing everything you possibly can to hide that fact from everybody else. So when I remembered it, I was like, oh, all the other kids were wearing Jordache jeans. I'm dating myself, but they were wearing, Guess shirts. And I couldn't believe it. And I said to Jerry, I can't imagine going to a staff meeting at the Jets when we're all trying to accomplish the same objective, but 50% in the room, and I don't know which 50%, are wondering, are they going to have something to eat when they get home? Or where's my dad? Just an incredible thought. And my view on poverty, when you're a poor kid, you have 2 jobs, essentially. One job is like every other kid. You're trying to build a foundation for yourself and do well in school. But the second job is to try to overcome the dysfunction that often accompanies poverty. And it's the reality, right? Broken homes and all the other issues that you have to deal with. And it's like trying to build a foundation on top of quicksand. And talk to Jerry, this is where you come in. And what's so great about Pencil, by being part of Pencil, you get to extend a branch to one of those kids that they can grab onto. And I said to Jerry, what's one thing you could ask everybody in the room to do? And he said, I'd love resources. Money is great, but I don't really need your money except for all the money we're going to raise tonight. But I don't need any more of that. What I need from you is your time. I need kids to be able to see that you care about them, that you're willing to donate your resources, and that you're willing to offer a glimpse into a plan that they could emulate. And I thought that was so powerful. And what's interesting for Jerry and his colleagues, they don't have all the answers because the management challenge is so incredible. But everyone in this room, collectively, we have the answers. So I encourage you, if there's one takeaway tonight, is that you would donate some of your time on behalf of New York City public school students and extend a branch to a kid like me, because I'll tell you, he'll never forget it. Thank you.